Hey guys, it's Holly. Welcome back to another installment of the Vargas Tuggy wedding. I'm super excited. As you can see, I'm decked out for the occasion. This video is gonna be all about choosing our destination wedding venue. As Ben and I started planning our wedding, one thing was very clear from the beginning. We wanted to get married on the beach. And we had basically decided on the Riviera Maya, which is on the Mermaid Tail of Mexico, the beaches between Cancun and Tulum. We started doing our research, clicking around, searching on the internet, but there's only so far that can take you. So Ben suggested we save a little money and take an actual trip. That's one of the best decisions we've made because whatever money that we invested in that trip, we've made back for sure by finding a venue that's not overpriced. So let's start from the beginning. We had pretty much decided that we wanted to do the wedding in Tulum. We like it because it's got more of a laid-back vibe than Playa del Carmen or Cancun. It holds a special place in Ben's heart. They actually even have bought a small piece of land there to do something with in the future. So yeah, that's pretty much where our hearts were set. And I had found a place called Aquí en Tulum that was absolutely gorgeous. I was set on it. The only thing is, it came with a hefty price tag, and it wasn't one of those places where you could just rent it and sort of do your own thing. It came with a coordinator, it came with a staff, waiters, bartenders. You had to get, I believe, something called a descorche. I'll find the translation in English and put it on the screen, but it basically means the amount that you have to pay per person for the alcohol that they may or may not consume. So long story short, it ended up being way too expensive. We had a few Skype calls with the woman who owned it, who's super passionate about what she does. I'm sure she does amazing weddings. I mean, I've seen some of the examples. Gorgeous work. The only thing is, we didn't have the money for that. So at that point, Ben started talking to me about the idea of putting it together ourselves. And I was absolutely shocked that he would be willing to take on such a monster. I mean, planning your own wedding, are you serious? But he insisted that all would be fine. And so we started looking at houses. I was looking on Airbnb for really nice houses without caring about the price because I thought, you know what, we'll rent the house for the night and that cost, even if it's a couple $1,000s, will be the venue cost and we can go from there. So I was looking at some nice houses. The only problem is when people would find out that it was for the wedding, because obviously I would write the host in the messages inquiring about the property, they would tell me, oh, actually I know the price says $3,000, but if you're gonna do a wedding there, it's gonna actually be $5,000 additional dollars. What? How? Why? Yeah, it was pretty frustrating. So we tried to do as much research as we could before we went down there, and Ben had already found quite a few contacts for things like dance floors, audio, lighting, etc. for the after party or the reception, as it were. And something smart that he did was search in Spanish. That way the prices wouldn't be in dollars, they'd be in pesos. And this is the way to find people that are local, that aren't just catering to tourists. The prices are a lot more realistic, a lot less inflated, and it was definitely the alley that we wanted to go down. We weren't really interested in something pre-packaged and perfect. We wanted to get in there and get our elbows dirty. Well, I wasn't fully convinced yet, but Ben was. So when we showed up, we actually went to talk to one of these guys that he had been in contact with, and he turned out to be super legit. He has a company that does lighting and staging and all that. And when we told him that we were looking for a place, that we still hadn't locked down a venue, he said that he had just come from a wedding a couple weeks before that he thought was at a gorgeous location that sounded exactly like what we wanted. And he gave us the contact information of the woman, or I think at least he gave us the name, and it's called Villa Chenera. So we ended up going to check it out, and the thing that we loved the most about this place was that you can just rent it and they don't care what you do. They know it's for a wedding, they rent it to you, they give it to you for 8 or 12 hours depending on how much you want to pay, and it's yours for the night. You have to deal with it. You have to fill it with tables, with chairs, you have to get food, you have to get flowers, you have to do absolutely everything. But they don't care and they have a set price and it's actually relatively affordable. So I'm gonna do a walkthrough with you guys so you can see what it looks like. This is what I saw the very first time I went to the property, and the only time so far. And you can imagine with me what the wedding's gonna look like. All right, so we're walking in. There's a lot of palapas, as you can see, these grass huts. On the right-hand side, there's a huge kitchen and a really nice bar area and a few little tables. So those are the only tables that the place actually provides. Then over here on the left, we have a swimming pool that we're planning on decking out with flowers and lights and just making it absolutely gorgeous. Maybe some floating candles. Lots of palm trees. We're planning on illuminating those. And that's looking back at the bar there. Here, I want you to note, there's a really cool wooden canoe, and we're gonna fill it with ice and put beer in there so people can just grab at their leisure. Over here, a nice lounge area. Not sure exactly what we're gonna do there, but we wanna have nice lights. Somewhere around here we need to have the guest book table. I'm not sure where that's gonna be. And then this expansive room is where we're gonna set all the tables. We're gonna have the dance floor. We're gonna have to put up a white sheet for projecting our video on. There's quite a bit of space, as you can see. It's really, really nice. And then that's all for the reception. The ceremony is gonna be on the other side of this gate, which, yes, it is quite windy, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be windy on our wedding day too. Oh, isn't that pretty? So yeah, not a ton of beachfront on the other side of the gate, but hopefully it's true that it was high tide, that's what they told us. And we'll be able to clear out some of that seaweed and make it look absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, this is looking back on the property, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's the venue. I'm trying to think, if I had any advice for people who are planning a destination wedding, definitely if you have any friends or loved ones that are in the area, rely on them. My friend Vania lives in Cancun, so we're asking her all the time just about little details. Do you know of a good cake shop? Do you know of any videographers or photographers? I mean, she has really been so helpful. Also, if you have the option to email or call someone, definitely call them. There have been so many different providers that Ben's mom has gotten in touch with through the phone, and she has gotten us some amazing deals. Like with this guy that's a florist, I mean, he doesn't even know how to work the computer, but she finally got a hold of him on the phone, and he's gonna be flying in some flowers from Mexico City because it's way, way, way less expensive than trying to get them out there in Cancun. I just think because there's such a market for weddings, the prices are way jacked up. So, you know, it's all been because of diligence and persistence, and I must say, mad props to Ben's mom. I would say when your loved ones offer to help you out, take them up on it. It's a really good time for people to come together and create something beautiful. And if someone wants to give you that, let them. Ben's dad has been making so many things for our centerpieces, and he's gonna be shipping them out. My friend Omi is gonna be helping with the flowers. Her husband Monty's gonna be helping with the arbor in front. I mean, just so many people are coming together to make this happen. So accept help. And on the day of, definitely assign a contact person for everyone to ask questions to. At that point, you need to let go of the reins and let it be. So yes, I'm telling myself this because right now I'm not sure how that's gonna work, but I know that on the day of my wedding, I have to focus on being a bride. I'm no longer a coordinator or a planner. Anyway, guys, that's about it for this video. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will be talking to you very soon. Bye.